Right now, somewhere in the tall grass, a lion is watching a herd of antelope, and it picks the slow one, because it always picks the slow one. Now rewind that same scene 2 million years, same grass, same lion, except this time, the slow, soft, clawless creature standing out in the open isn't an antelope. It's you. You've got no fangs, no armor, no claws, and you can't outrun almost anything out here. And yet somehow, your ancestors walked straight through a world stacked wall to wall with things that wanted to eat them, and came out the other side as the most dominant animal this planet has ever seen. So how did a naked, fragile ape survive saber-toothed cats, cave lions, giant hyenas, and crocodiles the size of a car? The answer flips almost everything you assume about survival of the fittest, because our ancestors didn't win by being stronger or faster. They won by becoming something no predator had ever hunted before. Let's start with the bad news, which is that for most of our history, we weren't at the top of the food chain at all, but somewhere in the anxious middle of it. Anthropologists even have a chilling label for early humans: prey. There's a famous fossil called the Taung Child, an early human ancestor who died around 2 million years ago, and for decades nobody knew how the child died, until researchers noticed 2 small puncture marks on the skull, whose spacing matched the talons of a giant eagle. A bird carried off one of our ancestors. We were once small enough to be lifted straight out of the world by something with wings. So the deck was badly stacked against us, and the first thing that saved us wasn't a weapon at all. It was each other. A single human alone in the ancient world was simply a snack. But humans were almost never alone, because they moved in tight groups, and a group changes everything. 50 pairs of eyes will spot the leopard long before it strikes, and when one person shouts, the whole group reacts as if it were a single organism. Predators hunt by isolating one target, so a coordinated group becomes a nightmare to hunt. Because you can't pick off the slow one when the group closes ranks around the slow one. But a group only works if its members can truly act together. And that brings us to the second thing that saved us, something living in your throat right now: language. Plenty of animals can signal danger, and a monkey can scream the equivalent of predator. But early humans could do something far stranger, because they could say exactly which predator it was, precisely where it was, and what everyone should do about it. Saying "big cat by the water" at dusk, so don't go there, isn't just noise, it's a plan. It's knowledge handed from one mind to another, and from one generation to the next, so a child could learn to fear a threat it had never once seen. No claw or fang evolves that quickly, yet a warning like that travels between people in a single heartbeat. So far we've only been playing defense, watching, warning, huddling, which raises the real question: how did the hunted ever become the hunter? Slowly and with fire. Picture the first time a group of early humans stood their ground around a flickering flame, because to a predator, fire is pure chaos. It's bright, it's hot, it moves in ways nothing in their instincts can predict. Fire pushed the darkness back and turned the terrifying open night into a small circle of safety, so the predators who once owned the dark found a glowing border they wouldn't cross. And on the safe side of it, for the very first time, our ancestors could finally close their eyes and sleep. But here's the part most people don't know. The thing that truly turned the tables wasn't fire or spears or even the group. It was our own bodies doing something almost no predator on Earth could counter, which is that we could simply keep going. Pound for pound, humans are among the best long-distance movers in the entire animal kingdom, and it all comes down to sweat. Most predators, lions, cheetahs, wolves, are sprinters who are explosive and terrifying and blindingly fast, but they overheat, and a cheetah can only hold its top speed for about 30 seconds before it has to stop or cook itself from the inside. They cool down by panting, and they can't pant and sprint flat out at the same time. But you sweat, and your nearly hairless skin is covered in millions of tiny cooling vents that dump heat while you keep moving. That single difference powers a strategy scientists call persistence hunting, which a few groups still practiced into modern times. The idea is almost unfair, because you don't chase an animal to catch it. You chase it to break it. You track it through the punishing midday sun, and it sprints away and vanishes. But you just keep coming, so it sprints again, and you keep coming, until it has no way left to cool down while you still do. After hours of that, The exhausted prey collapses from heat stroke, unable to move, while the human strolls calmly up, barely winded. So we never needed to be faster than the deadliest animals alive. We only needed them to get tired first. And they always did. So stack it all together, because this is the real answer. On its own, a lone human is almost nothing. But a lone human was never the point. Take one fragile ape, give it a group that watches every shadow, a language rich enough to pass warnings across distance and time, fire to steal back the night, and a body that quietly outlasts everything else alive. All at once, that fragile ape stops being prey and becomes the most patient, coordinated, unstoppable hunter the world has ever produced. Today, the saber-toothed cats are gone, the cave lions are gone, the giant eagles and monstrous hyenas are gone too. Yet the soft, clawless creature they used to hunt is somehow still here, reading this, warm and safe on the far side of a fire that never quite went out. And that's the twist the tall grass never saw coming. Because the deadliest thing out in that ancient world was never the one with the biggest teeth. It was the one that simply refused to stop.